We are right-wing in the sense that I vehemently oppose handing over any more Jewish land to Arabs, period. And since we entered the political realm, I would say all of Israel is moving rightward. But it's not because of us, it's because of this small thing called reality. You see, what happened was the majority of Israelis, but a slight majority, would have supported land for peace. But my generation is much more realistic. We grew up on songs of peace called Shir LaShalom and Nolati, I'm Born for Peace. All these, those are songs I still sing to my kids because it goes well on guitar, and I'm a pretty poor guitar player. So we want peace, but desire doesn't make things, you can't want yourself through, I can want this cup to fly up. It doesn't happen because there is gravity. And we're realistic. Our neighbors, our environment is probably the toughest environment on the globe. Our diplomatic position, it's always been tough. I think it's getting better because people understand that the Mediterranean, the Middle East is not Palestinian-Israeli conflict centered, but the story's different. There's a bunch of radical Islamists who want to take over the world and want to start building a radical Islamic Shiite empire from Tehran through Iraq, Syria, to the Mediterranean. And they wake up in the morning and they say, how do we do this? How do we build this Shiite crescent? And we got to stop it, because it won't stop there. They don't need to develop missiles to hit Israel. There are missiles today can hit Israel. So the intercontinental ballistic missiles, they're not for Israel, for Europe and America. Now, one last distinction. North Korea versus Iran. North Korea has a certain nuclear arsenal, not huge. And North Korea is not a very powerful nation. Iran is huge. And it's based on, by the way, an amazing, great nation of Persians, which we, if only the regime would walk away, we'd have an amazing relationship with an ancient nation. But these guys are strong, and the very last point I want to make is the current deal that now President Trump announced that he's not certifying is bad in the following sense. It's a fool's paradise. It gives you a false sense of security because everyone says they're not enriching uranium. So I just want to leave you with this analogy. There's building a nuclear weapon manually, imagine, before the Industrial Revolution, and then there's building a huge machine that can produce dozens and dozens of nuclear weapons. Iran's goal is not to acquire a nuclear weapon. Their goal right now is, within the box of this agreement, to build a huge factory, if you will, that the moment you press the button, it'll produce very quickly an arsenal of dozens of nuclear weapons within a month. The current agreement does not allow them to press the button. It allows them, it in fact encourages them, if you will, to build that machine. Now, their goal though is to build that machine, and legitimately, and then they just have a month of breakout, and they'll wait for an opportune moment, press the button. So the fact that right now they're not building one nuclear bomb is not good. It's bad because they're building a machine that'll turn them into a mega superpower. We cannot allow them to build that machine. And that's what President Trump did, and I certainly applaud him for that. It's the beginning. We have to force Iran to a very clear decision. Either you pursue your nuclear plan, or you have a viable economy. You can't get both. Only if he's, there's those T streets that you can either turn right or left. No other way. And once he's confronted with either an economy or nuclear, they'll make the right decision because they don't want to kill themselves.